Back during the dark ages before the invention of modern cleaning devices, homeowners were forced to pluck dust particles out of their carpets by hand. Luckily, as the wheel of time continued to turn, a new, easier way to clean the world was born: the vacuum cleaner, an invention that uses suction to suck up dirt, debris, and anything else that may be atop your floors and furniture. But how was such an invention created? It was most certainly not overnight. Today, let's talk about an invention that shook the world: the vacuum cleaner.
3-minute flicks. Entertaining, educating, and enlightening.
The broom is nothing to be scoffed at and had been happily used by the people of the world until around 1860, when Daniel Hess had questioned the ease of the broom and thought of a potentially less tedious way to clean the world. Hess filed a patent for a carpet sweeper, a broom of sorts that used rotating brushes and bellows to create a pseudo-suction. However, since the bellow had to be manually operated, it would have been majorly inconvenient to control, and because of this, many historians believe that Hess never actually ended up making the invention. However, the groundwork was placed for the future. The next attempt at the modern vacuum was the Whirlwind by Ives Mcgaffey in 1869. The difference to Hess's invention is that the suction was created by a hand-cranked fan. However, this was still incredibly inconvenient to use and ran a costly $25, which roughly translates to $450 today. The Whirlwind failed enough that it nearly cost Mcgaffey his business and was a complete and total flop. So far, the biggest issue facing the vacuum was a lack of ease in usage. The idea was fundamentally flawed, as literally nobody wanted to use a hand crank or a bellow while they swept the floors. But with the invention of gasoline power came the first mechanically powered cleaning machine, the Carpet Renovator. The machine used compressed air to blow dust off of the carpet and into a bag, essentially the opposite of a modern vacuum in a way. The invention was effective to an extent, but was roughly the size of a pickup truck and wasn't exactly flying off the shelves. A rival engineer, Hubert Cecil Booth, created a similar machine, Puffing Billy, that instead used suction. The massive machine was used by a horse-drawn carriage and used cloth filters and pistons to suck dust straight out of the carpets. Rather than being conventionally sold at first, the machine was rented out and used by Booth's team as cleaners for hire. The Puffing Billy was such a massive success that some of the richest companies and homeowners began having them built into their homes and workplaces. Finally, in 1907, the vacuum as we know it was born. James Murray Spangler, a janitor, created his own makeshift vacuum with a motor, a broom, and a pillowcase. He spoke of his invention to his cousin Susan Hoover, who brought the invention to the attention of her husband, William Hoover, who gladly bought the rights to the design and created a real vacuum cleaner with a little less jank. Today, you'd be hard-pressed to find a home without a vacuum cleaner, and despite having a messy history, these machines are a staple of nearly every single home.
Three-minute flicks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We create new videos weekly.